Hey there folks, welcome back to Let's Play Starflight 2 Trade Routes of the Cloud Nebula. I'm the mysterious JG. I think it's time, they say you gotta spend money to make money, and right now we don't have any cash. We could go find some place to dump some live long and make some cash, even if we didn't make a profit off of it, just to get it out of that live long form and into shinny and penny form would be good if we wanted to start a new trade route. But I think instead we're going to do something more plotty. There's really two things we could do to try to get the plot going right now. Well, there's three things really, three or four. We're not going to go to the singularity until we know why we're going there. Okay. And I say this in part because I remember, and I think the Arla have already told us that it leads into the past. But when you go to the past, there's like powerful hostile aliens there, and you kind of need to know where you're going once you get to the past. Otherwise, there's not a whole lot for you to do, except dodge powerful aliens. Because certainly the aliens who attack you on the other side, well, you know what? I can't really explain why without spoiling it, but it's not valuable for us to go to the past right now. We need to find out more clues about what was going on with the Loar and their research on the Legic in the present. And I think we've already found out that one of the Loar ships actually did go to the past and return. But until we find out why they went to the past, there's really not a whole lot of use for us going there ourselves. So, what can we do to kick the plot? Well, the singularity is really of no great interest to us. We can go look for the ship that both the Arla and the Spemen told us about, which was some kind of Loar ship that was researching the Legic and was destroyed. The Arla just know about it. The Spemen found out about it because they found the wreck, and that's probably where they got their Legic technology, from the wreck of this Loar research ship. So I seriously doubt that finding this Loar research ship is going to give us Legic technology, because the Spemen would have picked it dry. But we might find something in the logs to tell us about what their mission was and what they were doing. We can try to visit the singularity, but I've already said that's really not of any great interest. We can go to El Tesh itself, but I don't think we've really got coordinates on the planet for any of these planets, really, to know what to do there. El Tesh is the research world of the Loar. But yeah, I think if we just go there, we'd have to go through our communications logs to see if there was anything to tell us where on El Tesh we should look. And we have the homeworld coordinates for the Loar and the Umanyu, but they're both right in the dead center of the Cloud Nebula, and I feel like we need to know what we're going there for before we can go there safely. We probably can't go there safely ever, but to risk going there, I'd need to know why. So we can look for El Tesh or the Eltar Esh spaceship. The other thing we could do to try to get the plot moving is to go talk to the Gnuck, because we have not exhausted all of our communication possibilities with them, so there might be more leads. We found a lot of interesting stuff about trade bada from the Humna. But for the most part, the Arla are the only ones who've given us any information that seems to relate too much to the plot. So I think what we're going to do first is try to find the Eltar Esh, that spaceship. And this has been a strange thing in this game. The Humna have already plotted out a lot of the stars and told us where the sentients are, and now it looks like there's a Loar spaceship that has preceded us in the quest to gain information on Legic technology. So it's like we're following in somebody else's footsteps more than we're just flat out exploring. Now actually, to get to the Eltar Esh, 198, 154, probably the best thing for us to do is to hit one of these, and eventually we'll find the one that takes us. Not that one. That one's of limited usefulness. But there was a flux in here somewhere that takes us up to another cluster of fluxes. No, oddly enough, this is the one I'm usually looking for and can never find. It didn't take as long to burn through all that fuel, did it? This would be a good place to go if we were trying to get to the Gnuck. How much time do I waste each video with this? I think we're now on the correct cluster. Yeah, so the LTRS 198, 154. Let's try to maneuver out of here without hitting any more fluxes. Oh, you know what? I just thought of something else that we could try to do here. I believe the Arla are currently the dominant species around here. Or the cur, excuse me. So we could try to buy some stuff from the cur. 215, 171. Maybe even encounter them in space. Yeah, we got a couple of days before the Arla takeover, and we missed the neg cycle completely while running trade routes and stuff in a different section of space. I just checked the coordinates. I have no short-term memory these days. And now I'm trying to figure out what frickin' buttons to press. Okay, it's 215, 171, or thereabouts. And remember, we were told not to talk to the cur, just to listen. Ah. No. No. The flames. Where did this take us? Not where I wanted to go. No. Okay, this sucks. I was right there. You know, forget it. I'm not playing with this anymore. $215, 171. I just need to be paying attention and not running into fluxes. And I need to be talking more, because this game has very little sound. So I need to remember to kind of fill up the space. And pay attention and not run right headlong into a flux again like I did there before. And could quite easily do here, because I think I was coming at it from this same direction. There just seems to be a flux. It's like right there. Yeah, that would be it. Now where's this flippin' planet? Okay, I need to find it before this system. I need to find it before they hit their Arla phase. The Arla phase is friendly and helpful, but I've kind of gotten all the information out of them that I'm gonna get. Okay, so I've timed this wrong. They're actually Nerg. I better move away from them. So I'm hopefully outside of laser range. You can't dodge lasers. I said you can hail them, but that's it. This is Captain Seymour Quado of the ISS Blue Dragon. We are on a peaceful mission. Sometime one thinks one hears something, which of course is nothing. One then wonders why nothing would sound like something. One thinks perhaps one is attempting communication with one. This is of course absurd. Nothing can say nothing after all. And if you talk to them, they get angry. As you can see, they look a little different, but they got the same weird lightning bolt thing going on in their ship. So let's just wait them out. One is warning one that one had better not speak to one, or one might get very offended. by and large, you can just fly away from these guys. If one were to speak to one or ask one any questions, one might think that one didn't know that one didn't exist, and one might think that since one didn't exist anyway, one might as well fire a weapon at one. You have to be careful because I keep wanting to hit the space bar to advance the text. And then one might accidentally make a statement to one. So is that like a mouth at the bottom of that thing? Sort of rounded thing there. 4 eyes above it. I don't know what's going on with this guy. Can I call it a guy? It's some kind of bizarre sex that isn't male or female. One muses in the emptiness of non-existence that, if one did exist, one might, under certain circumstances, which are certainly uncertain, be inclined to have conversations with one uncertain. ... Golgo 13's like, oh, I agree. Absolutely with that ... part. It's on certain topics, but of course one does not. I mean, I've been told that if you listen, if you just stay in the screen and listen, they will give you useful information. One muses on the past, as one is apt to do, at no time in particular. One recalls encountering a certain individual of a certain illusory race who made extremely rude specific references to... The Golgo 13 story. Once again, I'm afraid to hit the space bar. Non-existent objects at certain coordinates on a certain planet. See, now they're just messing with me. This is, of course, exactly what I want. One often asks oneself what the meaning of non-existence might be, and one considers the beauty of nothing, and one thinks that there must be a reason why one is not here. So somebody once gave them specific information on specific coordinates. If one existed, one might perhaps speak with the Arla. One would then realize how much better it is to be the Arla, since all things are Arla. Aww. It's sad. This would make one feel much better, since being something in a universe. Of nothing is certainly better than being nothing in the universe is something. Okay, so that whole thing where they give you useful information, I didn't see any that time. Maybe if you visit them repeatedly. But we need to get down to the planet and try to buy cool stuff. No civilization detected. I thought this was their homeworld. So they're just orbiting this planet for no reason? No reason. They just like doing things like that. I was convinced we'd found the right system. Now I gotta try to remember which of these is the system scanner. Here we go. And not use the shield nullifier and destroy my ship by mistake. Boy. Molten. Okay, it would appear that none of these are... I would appear that I'm in the wrong system. I thought that Edgar Arla were here. Oh, I need to hurry up and find them before they switch over to Arla, and then I can't do what I wanted to do anyway. Oh, they're up here. Crap. Stop moving 800 with one click. 214, 178, and I need to hustle. Or they're going to switch over to being Kerr. So we'll have another chance for me to sit around while they talk at us and see if they say anything more important or useful. I'm not even going to bother to hail them this time. They hail you and start talking, and you don't get to see the picture. But Commander, we're being scanned to see whether or not we exist. If one were to point out that one might have difficulty operating a certain spaceship if one did not exist, one might respond that since nothing exists in a real universe, one might do as one pleases in an illusory one. Of course, this is no reason to be so crass as to demonstrate one's ignorance by making references to things that do not exist. Yeah, and I can safely press the space. This is probably good. I can press the space bar to advance the text here without fear that I'm accidentally going to respond and make a statement and get attacked. Because all I'll do is maneuver or something, or a star map. There's quite a few of those ships, considering that none of them believe they exist. They've got a whole fleet of ships that don't think that they or anything else exists. It's kind of a large, populous, and advanced group to be that, weird. Like one or two guys sitting around convinced they don't exist is easier to buy. Since one does not exist, one must be aware that one is simply talking to oneself. This being the case, one might mention to oneself that if one were to go to one's trade center when a certain gender of a certain species were in the dominant phase, a certain species might be willing to sell one a certain valuable object. And that's the thing. The real reason that you have to deal with the Arla is to buy this thing that I'm going to attempt to buy from them now. And I might have to sell some Shinium to do it, but since Shinium always sells for 500, it's as good as cash. As for the matter of how one might operate one's spaceship when one is inclined in the correct fashion to behave in a certain way, which involves not mentioning certain specific things, one might just say that giving orders during combat with other illusory ships poses certain problems. Okay, I think the Arla are pretty easy to beat in a fight, actually. And now it appears that they're dispersing. So yeah, the main reason to even deal with these guys, period, is that you can buy an important trade good from them. I think it's the psychic probe they sell. I don't remember. We'll find out in a second. No bartering. They will sell dream grids, which are part of their trade route, and the psychic probes. They'll buy data crystals. And the whole planet has one huge lake. It's Bass Lake. Alright, well I don't have any data crystals. Let's see what we can, how much money we have left over after we buy a dream grid. I don't think we need to sell them anything special to get a dream grid. I think they would have warned us. But that's by no means a sure thing. We might have to go through some convoluted trade route just to get what they want us to specially trade on them before they'll sell us a dream grid. Yeah, we've only got one more day before they switch over to the Arla, so I really need to keep this moving. We were going to do plot stuff in this video, but the psychic probe is actually pretty useful. Gives you a good idea what's going on with aliens, including aliens in space. You're supposed to be able to tell what their mood is. And sometimes you can tell what species it is. It's just like, you don't even need to scan ships. If the psychic probe glows bright red when you're anywhere near the nebula, then you've encountered the Umanu, because they start out with like insane, you must die right now hostility towards everything. Damn it, trade centers! Trade centers! I need to find a trade center, guys. Yeah, I'll need to buy the psychic probe and then probably some dream grids. quantity is not as important as just buying some period, because the Dream Grid, if memory serves, is one of those specialty items that some race out there that's selling an artifact won't sell you their artifact until you've sold them. Like the Tandaloo won't sell you the system scanner until you sold them God Masks. I think the same thing is set up with some guys somewhere, and you got to have Dream Grids. I just don't remember which species it is. Oh, come on. Not just wasting video time. We're potentially, the day could click over before we found a place to trade. I mean, we're seeing their vehicles all over the place. It's a densely populated world, but two houses, no trade center. Okay, there's a trade center. Alright, what's a guy got to do to get some service around here? Perhaps one would like to trade with one. This is acceptable. So, Dream Grids we can buy. They're not that expensive. Psychic Probe. I'm going to need to sell some Shinium before I can buy that. Hey, they'll buy Chromium. I just want to sell 5 of them. And now Shinium. They don't want to buy Shinium? Everybody always wants to buy Shinium. I thought that was one of the fixed rules of the game. We're not interested in buying Shinium. This is a problem, folks. This means I don't have anything to sell them to make enough money to buy what I wanted. Ah, jeez. I thought everybody always wanted to buy Shinium. It's fuel. It's also the basic source of their whole freaking economy. Well, I'll buy some Dream Grids anyway. Oh, man. I should not have bought those, maybe I shouldn't have bought all that live long, or I should have sold it before I came up here, but alright, well, we'll buy Dream Grids, because that's part of that trade route. Agree. Buy 7.2 Dream Grids. There's 7 Dream Grids. Or something. 7 Dream Grids. And then we will ponder the fact that these guys don't want to buy the basic unit of the entire economy of all races in the game, whatever. So we're going to have to come back to buy Psychic Probe, because I didn't carry enough cash. A problem that also bit us when we encountered the Humna Humna in space. And they wanted to sell me a trade route map, and then they got all pissed because I tried to buy it on credit. And apparently there was a trade center that was like right next to our freaking ship. Did not show up on my map. Whatever, game. Okay, so that's annoying. And now we'll keep encountering the Arla, who are always all nice and chirpy and want to talk to you, and they won't have anything important or beneficial to us at this point to say, and yet I'll feel guilty if we constantly duck them. But I'll duck them anyway, because otherwise we'll just spend a whole LP wandering around talking to the Arla about not much. The Arla are just so excited when you're nice to them and talk to them. For obvious reasons. I mean, 2/3 of the time, they're this completely other species that's like totally hostile to everyone. So they don't have a lot of visitors. Okay, so we bought Dream Grids. You're supposed to sell, or buy Dream Grids from the Cur to sell to either the Ororo down there, 5B, or you can sell them to the Natratch. Let's see if we can figure out this route. You're supposed to buy MIP from the Arla, which you sell to the Natratch, and then you buy important secrets. You sell the important secrets to the Humna Humna along with data crystals. And then you sell the data crystals to the Cur. And then you can either come back to... Okay, so let's go down to the Aurora. Well, first of all, let's hit this flux again, because this will take us really close to the Aurora. So we'll head down to 215.171. Then we got to navigate our way out of this whole pile of fluxes, which I think if you just go straight down, you're kind of on a line running between them. And the Aurora were where? They're at they're like 182, 148, so we're practically right on top of them. So here's the Lalililo system. Let's do a system scan. There are ships in the system. There's a molten planet. There is a liquid planet. There is a sentient planet. So there's no planet that has bio density but no sentience. Okay, apparently that is not the planet with sentience on it. And neither is this one. It's the rock planet. Okay, we said we were going to do plot stuff, but it looks like we kind of got sucked into doing trade stuff. They're the most metal aliens you've ever seen. Race of very tall, slender, hairless bipeds. They spend the greater part of their time in a waking dream state with the use of dream grids made by the Arla. They'll sell you the Field Stunner and Mipfer. So the Field Stunner is not one of the more useful artifacts, but maybe while we're here we ought to get it. It'll depend on how much money we make from selling them dream grids. But I think they won't sell that unless you sell them dream grids. Which is why I'm like, okay, I kind of stumbled on this one. But like, oh yeah, that's right, I remember this now. So maybe we better just try to buy the Field Stunner. And then we can also buy Mipfer. And we can run the circle route. Except that the Arla part of the circle route, we might not be able to do. Or it might involve some waiting. I might have to off-screen wait through their cycle to get through the Arla and Nug phases, and so for them to become Cur. That's what I meant, the Cur phase. We might have to wait out the... Okay. So here they are, walking down the street. They get the funniest looks from everyone they meet. You can see these guys are Metal Age. So they are on foot. They don't have the little space car symbol.
Floating, drifting, we pass one another, we exchange items out of the darkness, into the darkness, it is all the same. Do not be deceived by form.
Oh great, they're but frickin' Cur wannabes. And they won't buy Shinium either. What is going on with that? Maybe it's only the Humna Humna who consistently buy Shinium.
My one and only offer.
They bargain a little, don't they? Okay, cool. Guess we need to try to get enough out of this to buy their damn artifact. So we can't sell Shinium. We need to Field stunner, yeah, we don't have enough money to buy a field stunner. And they won't buy any of our other stuff. They won't buy Shinium from us. I'm confused about that. I'm burning through Shinium at a great rate, actually, to tell you the truth. So we could hang out on this planet and catch life forms here until we can afford that, now that they're in a good mood. But the field stunner ain't that useful anyway. And I have a feeling we'll run this trade route again. So let's just buy some Mipfur. This is twice as low as my normal price, but times are hard. Okay, so let's buy as much of this as we can. Which isn't that much. See, I'm surprised that nobody is willing to buy Shinium. Maybe we just need to bypass this trade route and go straight to the Humna Humna and sell them our live long. But I don't know, man. I'm probably not paying close enough attention to whether these planets are depressed or inflated economies, but we're on a trade route that involves the Humna Humna, so. Let's get out of this system and check our trade route map and see. Coming up on when I should be ending the video, but now I just want to see if we can actually turn a profit with some of this. We sell Mipfur to the track. We're at 181.97. Wait, 181.197, I should say. And I almost flew right into the whole nest of those things again. And that'll be taking us pretty close to where the Altar Esh is anyway. Oh, actually, I think we're flying away from the Altar Esh right now. Yeah, space travel does tend to be a bit slow and monotonous in this game. But it creates the impression that you're traveling great distances. So maybe we'll run this whole trade route once, and when I get to the point where we need to trade with the Cur, I'll just find someplace safe to let time pass off camera, like in orbit. The time actually will pass. Am I actually getting to the right place here? Yeah, time actually will pass, and we'll get what we need from the Arla. I might not even bother with that field scanner thing, though. Field stunner. It basically means that a wave departs from your ship and all life forms get stunned, but how often do I really mess with life forms? Planet 3. Okay, so it's a molten planet. Where they want Mipfur. I don't understand how these planetary economies work. Why do they want Mipfur? How do they know what Mipfur is? They're both two non-space-faring species. Presumably this is something that the Humna Humna worked out, that this would be a trade that people would like. No bartering. A race of fungoid creatures which vary widely in size and color. Natrach maintain a strong belief in fungoid magic. This affects all aspects of their culture. They buy dream grids and Mipfur. I already sold all the dream grids. Sparsely populated, huh? And there's not that much area to look. Maybe sparsely populated means densely populated on this small portion of the planet. But the overall population is sparse because mostly it's magma. Or maybe it just means sparse. So there's not that many of them around. They do sell important secrets. These fungus guys. They have all sorts of fungal secrets. I thought that was a trading thing. And now everyone's getting struck by lightning a lot. Looked like it was supposed to be a trading thing. Now Captain Seymour is going to have to heal people with his less than perfect medical skills. Still, he knows Cura. That's good enough. Okay, there's a trade outpost I can go to escape from the thunderstorm. We are the Natrachi, the magical mushrooms. Yep, this would be your drug reference, folks. Masters of fungal prestidigitations, do not attempt to cheat us in trade, or you will be cursed threefold by the great fungus himself. And they don't want to buy Shinium. What? I guess the non-space... I'm surprised the Cur didn't, but I guess the non-spacefaring species don't buy... Did they say there was no barter? Yeah, there's no barter. So we'll sell it all. That gives us 29,846. They sell Shinium. Whatever, guys. Important secrets look like Sydney opera houses of some kind. So we bought all of them we could. Didn't leave us with much, but didn't have that much to spend anyway. Luckily, my crew members will gradually recover on their own from having been struck by lightning. I guess they were just in a vehicle that got struck by lightning, so they kind of got weirded out. Somebody might have, like, you know, sprained their arm while waving it around going, "Oh shit, we're just gonna by lightning!" This video has already gone too long, but now I want to at least get to the point where I can try to sell the Humna Humna the live long and maybe break from the trade route while we wait for it to be stop Arla time. Well, not Arla time, Cur time, but did we not get all the way off the planet? That's kind of a weird place for it to stop. All right. So I think we've got another stop on the trade route before we get to the Humna Humna, though, don't we? No, so we bought important secrets. No, next is the Humna Humna and the data crystals. So we need to get to 238, 216. And we are burning through fuel as we do this, though. I mean, it's important that you can't just 238, 238. You can't just break even on these trades because you're burning fuel to even attempt commerce. So, yeah, I might have hit the point where I've gotten sick of making these same trade runs over and over. It would help if there was nice, relaxing music going do 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 do. But you know, whatever the music did, do 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 do. Uncharted waters, uncharted cloud nebulas. Cloud nebula really is the only part of this system that the Humna Humna haven't already charted. Damn it! I thought this was the system. Alright, so where are the Humna Humna? They're not here. They must be in a system that's nearby. They must be up here. 239, 216. Let's just cut to the chase and start scanning right off the bat. Planet 3. And there's no humna guarding the place. They don't care. So we'll just land. These guys want to buy important secrets. Other humna not interested in important secrets. It's weird. Humna in particular, it's kind of weird. They're scattered in different planets across this whole sector, but they don't really seem to have any of the same interests. It's not like species-driven, their interests. Maybe it's more realistic than I'm giving it credit for, that the humna on this planet might have a vested interest in these important secrets because they're important local secrets. And I'm in a thunderstorm. Did it follow me from another planet? Is this thunderstorm like an interstellar thunderstorm that has it in for Nobunaga? I tried to do an LP of Nobunaga's story mode in Samurai Warriors, and it was giving me all sorts of issues, and I couldn't do it. I might try again later. But man, some of the dialogue he had in there when he was making fun of like the people at like one of the temples, it's pretty freaking awesome. It's like we will fight. We must fight you. Our gods have told us to fight you. Then your gods are toying with you, for they sided with me long ago. And like, dude, Nobunaga, you're evil but awesome. So yes, apparently he has angered Nobunaga in particular has angered the gods, which is why they are now sending thunderstorms to chase him from planet to planet. Come on, Trade Center. It's this freaking humna world. There should be trade centers everywhere. This is what they do. Okay, this is getting really frustrating now. I need to find a trade center. Find a trade center and then sell important secrets and live long. And then I'll have some cash in my pocket again. I can buy data crystals. And I can probably stop recording and just let the game run until we get back to the Arla phase and then pick it up. So basically it's like my guys are going to get a month of R&R on a humna planet. And while I don't know if a humna females, well, A, I don't know if there is such a thing, and B, I don't know if they would be of any appeal to my crew members, you know. And now with Anastasia gone, it's an all-male crew except for Ruby alone. So I don't think she's expected to provide entertainment for the guys, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm sure they can find ways to amuse themselves. Take a little break. Break me off a piece of that, you know, pepper-flavored Japanese Kit Kat bar, which I actually tried the other day. Interesting taste. Not particularly wonderful, just interesting. Fungoid carpet life forms. This is supposed to be a plot video, and all we did was trade. I will hopefully remember in the video description and title to warn you guys against getting too much false hope based on how I introduced this video when I intended for it to be Plot City. Greetings and felicitations, and also welcome. We are the extraordinary humna. The individuals, which are most certainly yourselves, have come to this place location for trade bartering exchange, then so much the better. They all buy cobalt. They won't buy shinium either. What the hell? Maybe you can't sell shinium. Maybe I was just completely mistaken in thinking you could. Okay, well, if we can't get them up over 115%, then we need to just not sell very much of it. I will pay the one-time special. Okay, well, we'll be able to get him to where we're making a small profit off of it. Okay, well, I won't sell them all of it. How much? We got like 60 something of it, don't we? 61. Let's keep 10, so let's sell them 51. That'll give us enough to actually buy some stuff. And we'll sell them. We also have, of course, to sell them important secrets. Okay, we'll accept it. It's still profit. And now we got enough to buy class 5 lasers, which we already have. So what do we want to buy from this guy? Break it down enzymes, data crystals. They don't have any specialty stuff that we care about other than data crystals. So I think what we'll do is, oh geez, 224 is your starting price for these things? I don't know if we're going to be able to make any profit off of these. Shoot. They're out of stock. Oh, we bought them all last time we were here, maybe? I don't know now. I don't know. We have quite a long wait before we could go to trade with the Kerr anyway. So maybe what I need to do is just well, I could spend a couple of videos. So I'm going west. No wonder it's not getting any closer. I could spend a couple of videos just kind of... not videos. I could spend some time just hanging out with family. I could spend some time hanging around waiting for it to be the Kerr cycle again. And before I leave, I could see if they've replenished their data crystal stock. I could go around catching life forms for cash and do that off camera. But either way, I don't know exactly what I want to do right now. We've got money again, enough to buy class 5 lasers, so that's like a decent amount of cash just to have on hand. Certainly, we could afford to buy any, 1 or 2 artifacts with that cash. But it's definitely time to end this video because it's gone way long, and we didn't do any of the plot stuff we said we were going to do. So when we come back, who knows exactly what's going to be happening? Only the Shadow knows. But I'd like to get my hands at least on that psychic probe. Don't care that much about the field scanner. There's other artifacts. The Humna Humna are selling an encounter scan and a flux scan. I could live without the flux scan, but the encounter scan would be really nice. But that's just a matter of looking through my communications logs of the Humna Humna and seeing what systems they're in and just going there. So this might be just about done with running trade routes. Because at this point, once we pick up those last couple of artifacts, all money is going to be for us to keep us in the supply of Shinium. And it'll really be time to start going down and tracking down game clues and trying to wrap this adventure up. Anyway, folks, that's going to be it for now. This is Mysterious JG. When we come back, I may have done some off-screening to get us to a position where we can talk to the Kerr again. Or I might just say screw it and go look for the Altar Ash like we were going to do in this video in the first place. But either way, the next video will be available soon for your viewing pleasure. Thank you very much for watching this one, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.